What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, Harmony definitely know more than what she's saying. She knows something ain't right. She hiding something. She definitely is. It was all over her face. As soon as Willow brought up that damn birth certificate, you just saw her facial expression change. She looked concerned, like she was uneasy. She definitely hiding something. She knows something. Because why make that face about a birth certificate? You know what I mean? Like she hiding something. Because she claimed, oh, maybe I have a copy or whatever. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time Harmony was in the gatehouse, I believe she was dropping off a gift for Wiley. I want to say. So she had access to the gatehouse. I don't know if she was ever in that house by herself for an extended period of time. I don't know, but she definitely, while she was there, could have swiped that birth certificate because Willow had a copy of that birth certificate, and now all of a sudden it's gone. So you gotta figure out like who had access to that home. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden it's gone. And the last time Harmony was there, everything was good. Now all of a sudden you're missing your birth certificate, and you can't find it through the online portal or nothing like that. Like it just looks like it doesn't exist. Yeah, it's very telling. And then the fact that Harmony ran over to Alexis talking about Willow's in trouble or she need help. It's Willow. I'm like, Harmony, what the hell have you done? Something like, are we really doing this? So Willow may not be her biological child or something? I wouldn't be surprised because Harmony got a closet full of secrets. So I would not be surprised if that's one of the secrets. She better get it together. Um, because you know if that comes out, you know Willow gonna lash out. Um, so anyway, moving on from that, I like the conversation that Christina and Alexis were having. You know, I totally get where Christina's coming from. You know, she's not at that place in her life yet where she could be civil to Harmony because it's like every time she see Harmony, it brings her back to Dawn of Day and she gets angry again. So I get it. She's not at that point where she could look at her and not be angry. She's trying to get there, but she's not there. And it's totally understandable. But I like how she's not trying to control her mother's life. You know, who her mother is friends with and stuff like that. She basically told her mother, if you want to be friends with Harmony, be friends with her. She was like, I'm not going to be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Because she feels like with everything that she's done in her past so far, she can't judge nobody else. And that's what she's not trying to do with Harmony. She's not trying to judge Harmony. Because at least it looks like Harmony's trying to, change her ways and do different things and stuff. So she's not trying to be mad at her about that. And I like that. Christina's definitely changing. But I can't fault her for still holding some animosity towards that woman. I can't blame her for that. But I like this Christina. I like that she's evolving. I'm mad that we're not getting no Christina and Sunny scenes lately. I think the only scene that we got of the two of them was when Sunny came back. Like we need some Christina Sunny stuff. That's what I need to see. Um, because he been acting crazy the last few days and stuff, and Christina was nowhere around. Like I want to see her mix it up with the family again. I understand Lexi might have some, stuff going on outside in her personal life, and maybe she's doing school or she got other projects and stuff, so that's why she can't be around as much. But I would really love to see Christina around a lot more, not on a full time basis. You know what I mean? Just more episodes, like try to squeeze them in. Um, I wonder what the hell Harmony want to talk to Alexis about pertaining to Willow though. Like that's gonna be an interesting conversation. But moving on from that, Britt, I like the advice that she gave Austin because Austin was kind of confused about the kiss between him and Maxie because he don't know what that mean because she apologized after she kissed him or whatever. So he's trying to rack his brain figuring out what she meant. So Britt was like, well, instead of thinking so hard about it, why don't you put your big boy pants up and go to the wedding, to the vow renewal, and find out what the hell's going on with Maxie and how she feel about you. I totally agree. That's the only way to get answers. You're gonna have to go to the person and just try to get them. You know what I mean? Sitting around speculating, it's gonna drive you crazy. So Brad walked up or whatever, and he introduced himself to Austin and whatnot. The way Brad was looking at Austin, I'm like, listen, Brad, the man is heterosexual. Go sit down. Because he was looking at Austin like, oh, you about to be my new man or something. I'm like, Brad, no. He don't want you. Go sit down. Go find somebody else. He not your type. He don't want you. He don't play for your team. Go sit down, bro. Go sit down. Cause he was like, oh, so it look like I got new competition, like Austin is Britt's new BFF or whatever. Brad, calm yourself down. You already know Britt ain't trading your ass in, not yet. You still her bestie. Calm down. Um, so of course they started talking about Peter being moved to Pentonville that day or whatever, and Britt made it abundantly clear. She was like, listen, whatever your aunt got planned for Peter, or if she, do something again, like poison him again or whatever, she was like, listen, I don't want my hospital having nothing to do with that foolishness. I do not blame Britt, because as co-chief of staff, she do not want that hospital and no scandal. That's the last thing she need. Honestly, Brad needs to find a way to get out from under Selena's influence. Because I do agree with Britt. He needs to be a model parolee, because the last thing he need is to get into some shit and get that parole revoked. Back to Pentonville you go. He gonna be right back next to a cell next to Big Bubba. I'm telling you, he better get that shit under control. You do not want to, get back in them prison walls. Absolutely not. He better find a way. It ain't gonna be easy, but you gotta find a way. Quick, fast, and in a hurry too. So anyway, moving on from that. So it looked like everybody getting ready for the wedding and stuff like that, for the vow renewal. Olivia was looking gorgeous, good as usual. Everybody was looking dapper and put together and stuff like that. Maxie is worried, of course, about Austin and him remembering and stuff like that. So basically, yeah, she kissed him just to distract him. That's exactly why she kissed him. I think that's part of why she kissed him. But I do think she's definitely attracted to him. But she's more worried about this secret coming out. So of course, she thanked Tracy for keeping her mouth shut about it. I'm not surprised Tracy kept quiet about it, because as tough as Tracy is, and as mean as she can be sometimes, it's like, I don't think she would ever do anything to throw an innocent child under the bus of a crazy person. I don't think she would ever do something like that. You know what I mean? But Maxie need to really figure out her real feelings for Austin. I wouldn't mind the two of them dating. I do believe that Maxie needs to take a man time out. I think she did. I think she should. Because she goes from relationship to relationship without really taking an extended break. And I think she need to go at least a year or two. At least, without a man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She wasn't expecting Austin to show up to the vow renewal, but remember, Ned did invite him, so he showed up. He claimed he wanted to get to know the family and stuff, but he really came to talk to her and see where her head was at. But Maxie should have just went ahead and told him the whole truth. I think he would totally understand. BLQ and Chase, they need to get their shit together too. They need to get it together. They think they're home free at this point, because now that Peter is about to be transferred to Pentonville, they think that, soon Louise could go home and, they could stop pretending. Hopefully, because I'm like, even though I know it ain't going to be that easy and that smooth, but I feel like when she says stop pretending, I feel like it had a double meaning to it. Like, they can stop pretending as far as, like, them pretending they don't have real feelings for each other, because they know they do. And they need to talk and get that out, in the open and start dating. Because I'm ready for that to start happening and going down. So anyway, Dante, was having a conversation or whatever. Dante and Chase was talking and stuff, and Dante feels like ever since Drew came back, him and Sam's relationship has stalled in a way. I can see why he would think that, because it kind of has. It's like they were all over each other before, and now it kind of seems like, we don't see them together as much. I really don't want to see a love triangle between them three. I really don't. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. That's fine. But I'm so over love triangles right now. We see too many of them sometimes, and it's just like, don't go that route. Don't do it. Because Sam is definitely in between two men, and I think a part of Sam still cares about Drew. But I was on the fence about her and Dante, but I really wouldn't mind her and Dante as a couple at this point. Even my hiccup about that was, they got siblings that they share. She done slept with his daddy. She done slept with his uncle. I'm just like, that's too close to home. It's like, it's a little too much for me. It's like, we're stepping on B&B territory here, and I don't want to go that route. This ain't the Logans and the Forresters where they all share cooch and dicks, and we're not doing this. No. Mm-mm. Like, like you just playing musical beds and shit. I don't like that. Like just sharing all those fluids with family members and stuff. It's just so incesty. Is that a word? But you get what I'm saying. It's just very incest, and this ugh, it starts to makes me itch. It's like no, get that shit together. We're not doing that. It's too incesty. Mm-mm. I don't like that foolishness. Um, so Drew ended up finding Carly hiding out in the study. You know, watching Sonny and Carly at the Quartermain mansion, I really wish Edward was still here because Edward would not listen. That old man did not change a bit as he got old. He was still mean as shit. Listen, if Edward was still alive, he would have been bitching about Sonny and Carly being up in that house. He would have wanted them out that house. Like he could not stand whenever Sonny and Carly would come over to that house. He hated it. With good reason. But Carly was pretty much hiding out in the study because she didn't want to bump into Sonny. So Drew pretty much kind of, told her about the little situation at at the Savoy, how Sonny was acting erratic and all that stuff. And Sonny still owed Drew an apology for what he said because he was just so disrespectful to Drew for no reason. So he owed that man an apology, a swift apology with a new car, mind you, because I feel like Drew should get some perks for that apology because Sonny went hard at him for no reason. So once he told her about the Savoy and stuff like that, Carly figured Sonny was playing at some big gesture and that's why he wanted to see her. But then Olivia tried to tip her off after Ned said something to her because Sonny was like, oh, after the ceremony, he was like, oh, I gotta go. I got big plans or whatever. And Olivia was like, since when are you and Sonny sharing secrets with each other? So he was like, Sonny's planning some big romantic gesture or whatever to get Carly back. So Olivia felt the need to warn Carly. But Carly kind of already figured after her conversation with Drew that Sonny was plotting something. And I knew it. I knew Carly wouldn't like it because Carly's not that's not their issue. That's not the problem in their marriage. And it just proves the point. The problems in their marriage has nothing to do with romance. Nothing to do with that shit. It has everything to do with his feelings towards Nina. That's what this is really about. So him going above and beyond, buying her expensive things, renting out some club or some restaurant to wine and dine her, it's not going to work on her because that's not the problem. That's not going to fix it. And I'm glad Carly stopped him and pretty much told him, whatever the hell you're planning, don't do it. She was like, don't do it. You're going to be wasting your money and your time. Don't do it because it's not going to make me come back home. And it's not. It's not going to make her come back home. It surely is not because that's not their issue. I feel like whenever Michael too gets around Sonny lately, like when they were talking today and Michael was asking if he good or whatever, I kind of feel tension between them every time they come around each other now. Because Michael, throughout this whole ordeal, Michael has really been Team Carly throughout this whole thing. So he kind of picked a side. Even though yesterday he was like, oh, I wish you and Dad, the best. I want both of you to be happy. But he's pretty much been Team Carly. So I could definitely feel the tension, especially since that last conversation him and Sonny had where they was pretty much yelling at each other. It's tension there. So, Sonny's not one to confide in Michael at the moment. You know what I mean? He's more into, confiding into Dante at this moment. Because Dante's more easier for him to talk to. There's no judgment, there's no lashing out. And I get where a couple people are saying, well, Dante only feels that way because it wasn't his mother. I agree. I definitely agree. But I still feel like after a while Dante would have settled down and still talked to Sonny. Because Dante and Michael are totally different, in terms of how they handle things. And Dante had to warn Ned. He was like, "Listen, if he mess up again, he says it's gonna be me and him." I loved it. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, they done went back to original Leo. I was like, "What the hell going on?" First, this boy looked like a preteen. Now he back to his normal self. I'm like, y'all just keep switching these actors. But I guess that's the business. I guess the original actor had some stuff going on or whatever. They had to replace him for a day, which is fine. But damn, I was like, y'all been pulling a little Aunt Vivian over here, switching these actors around. The vow renewal though was beautiful. The ceremony itself was very beautiful. I'm glad Tracy was there for it. Because remember, Tracy missed out on the first wedding because she was in Amsterdam at that point with Luke, so she missed out on the first one. So I'm glad she could be here for the renewal. Um, and I'm glad Ned and Olivia are back together. They're focused on their family. Ned is adopting Leo. And I love when Monica spoke with Ned after the ceremony and stuff, and she compared him and Olivia to like Edward and Lila and even her and Alan. Even though for me, I don't like to compare couples. I don't. I typically don't. It might happen here and there, but I don't usually like to do that because Edward and Lila were in a class all by themselves. Alan and Monica were in a class by themselves. Like they're just so different. You know what I'm saying? But I guess certain aspects you could probably compare. But yeah, loves like that, super couples like that, you just can't compare. Um, but I do like Ned and Olivia together though. Definitely do. So I'm glad they did the vow renewal. Why Tracy always gotta bring drama wherever she go? She done told Laura that she was selling off a piece of the Ice Princess to fund some projects or her trip or whatever because she going back to Amsterdam today. Why after her and Ned were having that beautiful moment, where she was telling him she loved him and stuff, a beautiful moment. Federal agents, a federal agent showed up to the mansion to arrest Tracy on counterfeit goods, on trafficking counterfeit goods. She was like, "What goods?" He said, "That Ice Princess." I said, "What the hell? That Ice Princess is fake? That's not the original one?" I said, "Damn, Tracy, you about to get locked up. They won't let you out." She just got out of jail. I was like, "Yo, did she not just get out of lockup for that Alexis mess? Now she about to do federal time?" Somebody better call Martin Gray. Call him now. I was like, "Damn, Tracy, always in some shit." And gonna bring that foolishness to they vow renew. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I know her bail about to be sky high. Like, you know how embarrassing that is at that age to get arrested at your son's wedding? That is sad. I know Edward is probably up there just like shaking his head. I know Alan up there just laughing. And I know AJ up there laughing like a motherfucker. I would be, if I was Olivia, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, "Listen, that ain't my mother-in-law. I don't know her." I would be, I would be embarrassed. I would be like, "Yo, not in my vow renewal. Come on now. It was such a beautiful day. Here we go with some foolishness." They better get it together. Tracy better go ahead and hire her a lawyer. She better do it quick, fast, and in a hurry. Hopefully Martin could get her out of this mess. Cause I don't mess with the feds. That's you don't fuck with the feds. Listen, you gotta steer clear of the federal agents now. No, nope. Them feds will have you under the jail. Absolutely not. Um. Anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all all thought. I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.